Hey everyone, and welcome to Thoughts on Investing. Today, we're digging into Novo Nordisk, a company that's been on one heck of a roller coaster ride. We're going to unpack its recent massive drop and figure out what its next chapter could really look like.
All right, before we jump in, the usual but important disclaimer. This is all for educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice. The markets are wild, so please always do your own homework.
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. Not too long ago, Novo Nordisk was on top of the world, the undisputed king of the weight loss drug boom. But then the stock took a massive tumble. So the big question is, was it all just hype, or is the real story just getting started?
To figure that out, we've got to start here, with how the story has shifted. Because what we've seen is a classic market tale, a move from pure, unadulterated hype to a major reset.
And when I say reset, I mean it. We're talking about a 40 to 45% correction from its peak. A drop that big is staggering. And you know, it does one thing really well. It completely changes expectations and scares away all the people who were just looking for a quick buck.
So, with all that speculative froth now gone, it's the perfect time to look at the fundamental case. We can actually dig into the business and ask, is there a real long-term growth story taking shape here?
And you can really see that change in attitude right here. The sentiment has totally matured. We've moved past that initial frantic buzz about GLP-1 drugs. Those are the meds for diabetes and obesity. Now the conversation is about something much more concrete. How does Novo actually build a lasting, profitable franchise?
After that price drop, the valuation also starts to look a lot more interesting. A forward PE around 14, that's pretty modest for a pharmaceutical company that's expected to grow. On top of that, you're looking at a dividend yield around 3%. So you're getting paid something just to hold on while this story plays out.
But let's be honest, valuation is only part of it. The real story here is about what's next, about future growth. And there's been a development recently that could be an absolute game changer for the company.
And here it is. This is huge. The FDA just approved an oral version of Wegovy. Think about what that means. A pill. It's the first of its kind in the US, and it could blow the potential market wide open. For millions of people who are hesitant about injections, this just tears down that barrier. That could mean more people starting treatment, staying on it longer, and yeah, you guessed it, a much bigger profit pool for Novo in the long run.
Okay, so the business story is looking up. It's compelling. But does the stock chart agree? That's our next stop, the technical confirmation. We're going to look for clues in the price action to see if big money investors are starting to believe in this new story.
So let's pull up the weekly chart. For a long time, the stock was just stuck in this ugly downtrend. But look right down here, around the $45 level. The price hit it once, bounced, it came back to test it again, and buyers stepped right back in. That's a classic double bottom, and it's a sign that the sellers are running out of gas. And then came the big moment. The price finally broke above that downtrend line. That's a textbook signal that the worst might be over. Now, if we put the monthly chart up next to it, that support level looks even more powerful. It's a major floor. The key thing here is that both charts are telling us the exact same thing. That $44 to $45 zone is a line in the sand that buyers are defending with everything they've got.
And on that monthly chart, we got another incredibly strong signal, a hammer candle. So what that means is, during the month, sellers tried to push the price way down, but the buyers came roaring back with so much force that they pushed the price all the way back up. When you see a candle like that right at a key support level, well, that's a powerful sign that the buyers are taking control.
So, what is all this chart watching telling us? Plain and simple, the balance of power has shifted. The sellers are losing their grip, that constant downward pressure is fading away, and you can see the momentum swinging back in favor of the buyers. The stock is building a solid base, holding above key levels like $56, and that's exactly what you want to see for a new potential uptrend.
All right, so we've looked at the business fundamentals and we've looked at the technicals on the chart. Now for the final part. Let's put these two lenses together and see if they're telling one single cohesive story. And they are. It really boils down to this simple two-step narrative. First, the business story got a massive upgrade with that oral Wegovy approval. That's a brand new catalyst for growth. Then, step two, the charts confirm everything. The price breaks the downtrend, and you can clearly see the buyers are stepping back in. The fundamentals and the technicals are finally pointing in the same direction.
So let's just quickly recap the key takeaways here. The sentiment has shifted from just crazy hype to a more measured optimism. The valuation is way more reasonable, and it's got that dividend to back it up. That oral pill is a huge potential growth driver for the future. And finally, the charts show the stock has gone from a bearish setup to a bullish one. All the pieces seem to be lining up.
So the final thought is this. It really looks like Novo Nordisk has made the transition. It's no longer just a volatile hype trade that's driven by the latest headline. It seems to be shifting into a story about measured growth, solid execution, and a much clearer path forward. The thing to watch now isn't the hype, it's the results.
If you found this breakdown useful, please do me a favor and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks so much for watching.